Okay, so let's talk about Thor and Loki's training so we can stay consistent at home. So we want to make sure we reward the behaviors we want to keep seeing because that will increase the rate of those behaviors. So when Thor or Loki does something correct, we want to make sure we reward that, especially when we're working around big distractions, going out for walks, having people come over, things like that. When they do a good job, we want to make sure we reward. We also have their training tools to follow through when they don't do the correct command or they're doing something inappropriate at that time. So we have their prong collars. They're both the same size. So how to put this collar on, you're going to take it apart and then you're going to squeeze to put it back together. It should line up like that. To take it apart, to take it off, we're going to hold one steady and then we're going to push down and follow through, keeping the prong like parallel to the other one when we're taking it apart. So we put these collars on Thor and Loki and we attach the leash to the D-ring one because we want it to tighten and loosen as we pull the leash when needed. You don't want to attach it to the circle because it doesn't loosen as it should. So remember the D-ring, the one with the flat side, pop and release. So let's talk about heel, for example. Heel is the command to walk next to us on a loose leash. So when Thor and Loki, I recommend walking them separate first. So you can take them together on walks, but one person is with a dog, not two dogs for one person. So heel means walk next to me on the left-hand side with a loose leash. So there should be no triangle, no tension at all on the prong collar. It should be nice and relaxed and the leash should be loose. When they're doing a good job, you're going to praise, pet, and reward them. Build that reward history so they understand, hey, good things happen when I'm in this position. You can say good heel and give a treat. I recommend giving a treat with the left hand. That way they don't try and cut in front of you to get the treat from your right hand. So good heel, positive reinforcement when they're doing the correct command. And then if they make a little mistake, get a little distracted, try walking in front of you because that will lead to pulling. So you want to make sure they stay next to you on a loose leash. If they start to creep up, no, pop the leash and then remind them heel. That's going to be the pattern. No, pop, heel. No, pop, heel. That is to correct them if they see a distraction and they try to react or go towards that. No, pop, heel, and then as you pass the distraction and they do a good job, good heel and reward that behavior. So then we have free. So free on the walk is where they can sniff, walk around, go to the bathroom, and you follow their pace. So 85 to 90% of your walk should be in the heel position, nice and structured, especially when passing distractions. And then the other 10 to 15%, they can be free. You just walk them to some grass, tell them free, and then you follow them around for a little bit, and then okay, heel, back to the heel position. So when you say heel, you'll use the leash and get them back on your left-hand side. Then we have sit. Sit means stay is implied until they're told free. So, for example, door manners, when you have them sit at the door, you're going to remind them sit as you open the door because dogs go for movement and body language before they listen to commands. So it's important to give them reminders to help them understand they need to stay in that position. So have them sit, open the door, sit, and then you can tell them free or heel and walk through the threshold together. Sit stay is more of a short-term stay where we're going to go talk into down stay next is a long-term stay. So if they do well, great, praise, pet, move on. You don't have to give a treat for every little thing, but it's important to build the reward history with those certain commands like heel, place, down, and come when called because you want them to have a positive association with doing those commands at home with you. If they get up from the sit, no, pop the leash, sit. If they get up before they're told, or if they don't listen to your first sit command. Then we have down. Down means lay down and stay. Whenever there's a distraction, you're going to remind them with a verbal down, and you might need to use the leash as needed depending on the situation. So down, just the verbal down. If they don't, no, and you're going to pop the leash slightly downward and then repeat the command. When they do a good job and you're ready to reward them, reward low in between their feet. That way they know to stay in the down position. If you're going to get up and walk around and you want them to stay, remind them down before you leave. That way they know to stay instead of follow your body language and get up and follow you. Then we have place. Place is used when guests come over. It's a boundary stay, so they just need to stay on the elevated boundary. So you walk them to the beds, you tell them place. Again, when you walk away, remind them place. If they get off, mark the behavior with a verbal no, pop the leash back to the bed, and then remind them place and do whatever distraction again until they get it right. Once they get it right, reward, and then you can either tell them free or remind them place to stay. A reward doesn't mean the exercise is over. It just means they did a good job, and to keep doing that if you remind them place. So guests come in, you remind them place, you go reward, they've calmed down, then you can tell them free, and they can go say hi and do whatever in the house. So the important thing is with down in place, we don't free from a distance. You're going to see I always go back to them, good down, good place, and then tell them free. This is going to create a really strong stay because they're going to assume, let's say you put them into a down stay or a sit stay and walk 10 feet away and then call them to you. They're not getting rewarded for staying. They are getting rewarded essentially for breaking the stay command and coming to you. So over time, the stay is not going to be very strong. So you always want to go back to them in the down or the place, reward them, then tell them free, don't free from a distance. Then we have come when called. So come when called is where you have them free, they can explore, you always have a leash on them, like a 30, 50-foot leash, and you call them back to you. So they're free, they're sniffing, they're distracted, they're not looking at you, they're not sitting, they're not laying down, they're just kind of doing their own thing, and you call them back to you. Say their name, followed with come. As they run to you, good job. You're praising the action of them coming to you when you call, and then having them sit and giving them a treat. Sit means stay until they're told free, so they have to wait, and then you say free and they can go explore again. You definitely want to reward this command every time because you want to create, again, that strong reward history, which is just positive association with doing a certain behavior. So that's come when called, and again, practice in a easy environment first and then work your way up to more distractions, but always keep a leash on because if, let's say you're practicing with Loki, for example, he's sniffing, you call him, he doesn't come to you, no, you grab the leash and you pop it towards you as the correction, and then as he's running towards you, good boy, good job, and you still give him praise and pets because you want him to understand that the correction happened out there, we're still the fun guys. So those are their commands. You have heel, sit, down, place, and come when called, free to release, and no to correct, good boys to reward. So have fun, work with them often, stay consistent, and now we're going to show you their commands. No. Place. Good job. Place. Good. Place. Good place. Good job. Free. Good job. The toys. The toys. Heel. Okay, so how to walk two dogs at the same time. Thor, heel. So I recommend having the leash in both hands, but I'm holding Loki's leash with 2 fingers, and then Thor's leash I have with my pinky and ring finger so that I can tug his leash no without giving Loki a correction. But you can have the hoop of the leashes, the hoops around your right wrist. That way, if you need to drop one, grab the other, correct as you need it. But still, leashes should be nice and relaxed. Good heel. They will decide who's on the inside and who's on the outside. Thor, heel. Good heel. Rewarding can be a bit tricky. I like to have 2 treats. Good heel. So that I can reward one and then reward the other directly after. Good heel. When you stop, same thing, sit. Sit. Try to only correct the dog that doesn't do the command. Heel. Good job. Then if they're both walking a little fast, like right here, no. Heel. You don't have to say their name. You can just say no. Good heel. Good job. Good heel. Thor. Good heel. You can see Thor, because he's on the outside, he's trying to creep ahead just a little bit, but for the most part, doing okay. Nope. Sit. Thor, no. Sit. Nope. Loki, sit. Oh, sorry. Heel. Heel. Let's change direction. Heel. Good. So when you're changing direction, I would turn away from them because that gives them time to follow you. Good job. And they can lag a little bit behind. We just don't want them in front of us. Nope. Heel. So there I did a little stutter stop where I slowed my pace a little bit because I knew Loki was paying attention, but Thor's kind of drifting a little bit, and I want him to pay attention to what I'm doing. So I like to change, no, heel. I like to change my pace throughout the walk. Good boys. Good boys. Good heel. So practice with them one at a time first until they really understand heel with you, and then you can go on short walks together and then work around distractions with them both. Sit. When you see a distraction, if it used to, no, sit. If it used to be triggering to one of them, no, sit. I would stop and have them sit until the distraction passes as they're sitting. If they're being good, no, sit. Sit. Free. Heel. We'll keep walking. If they're sitting and being good while the distraction passes, then you can reward them a lot easier than if you're trying to walk and reward them. Good job. Heel. Good boys. Heel. They still have to heel even when you change like terrain. So we went from pavement to rocks. We're gonna go into grass. Heel. No. Heel. Good. Sit. Thor, no. Sit. So when they're together, you can give the commands after their name so they know who you're talking about. Good job. Good job. And that's how you're going to walk them together.